Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming back to visit me here on a Sunday. This is November 12th, and one day past Veterans Day or Remembrance Day. And I'm back here to do I think this is number 45. We have like 7 weeks left in the year. So we're doing a 1,000 pound challenge. And we are diverting, by we, I mean myself mainly, and Rick is helping me, my husband. But we're diverting 1,000 pounds of pretty much everything you see here, going from the landfill back out to our garden or compost pile or worms. So if it's going to the worms are eating it, they're excreting it, and then that's being used in my garden. If I'm putting it in my compost, it's breaking down and making nice rich compost. That's going into my garden. So that 1,000 pounds isn't going down the garbage disposal. It isn't going out in the trash. It's going back into the soil. So just quickly to go over it, on the carbon side, we're saving. This is a great time to get out and get some leaves. These leaves, by the way, came from Williamsburg, Virginia, which most of you who are watching know we took a trip a couple weeks ago, and I stuffed those in a bag and brought them home with me just as kind of like a little bit of a joke, a souvenir, and also a biodiversity to add to my compost pile or my worms. Along the way, we washed our hands. We brought our papers back with us. We shredded our newspaper. Any cardboard that we get, we shred. Our toilet rolls, paper towel rolls. The one thing I wanted to mention is for people who don't realize this, your wrapping paper rolls here at Christmas are a heavier. They're a little harder. But you know what? You can put those in your soil. As soon as they get moist, they'll do the same thing as the toilet paper and paper towel rolls. They break down very quickly. And if you have a worm bin, oh my goodness, this is like, this is gold. This is like a jungle gym to those worms. They love it because they go inside, and as they're scooting along, they're peeing and pooping, and so after they go back and forth a million times, these are full, and of course the cardboard does break down. Let me get that. Popsicle sticks, ice cream sticks, any of that. If you drink wine, the corks are biodegradable because they come from a cork tree. There's a little bit more of my leaves and all that sort of thing. My friend Sandra, always over at Nana's Worms and Garden. If you don't visit her, you really must. She always says, "Oh, if you have tissues, give them to the worms. They don't mind." I love the way she says that. Anyway, coffee grounds, tea bags, any of that is great. I mean, excellent. Terry King is a guy in England, and he has a channel, very informative, very informative. And he always says if you've got a problem with like slugs and different things, use your coffee grounds with ground up eggshell and sprinkle it around the your whatever you're trying to deter the slugs from. And supposedly it works. I haven't tried it yet. I don't have that much of a slug problem, but thanks, Terry. For those of you who have canned vegetables, if it's, I always get the ones that say no salt added. And again, Sandra over at Nana's Worms and Gardens mentioned this to me, that she uses the liquids, the juice out of this. It's basically, cornstarch water and sweet pea water, and she uses those in her garden. And I've been adding this to my Geo bin that I just bought a couple months ago. And just to give a little bit of, I think there's a little sugar in there, and it certainly would be in the corn. And a great way to add uh, biodiversity, extra little bacteria, extra food for the bacteria to work on. If you make rice and you wash your rice first, most people take it and they'll rinse it through, and then they just, they'll take a colander or something, put their stuff in, rinse their rice, and then throw it in their water. Well, here's just another way. Take your colander, take a bowl of water, dip the colander, rinse your rice, lift the colander out, you've got your rice, and then you've got your rice water. You can use that in your garden. My friend Priya over at Evergreen Gardens, she uses it on her hair. Uh, and she's from India. I mean, she has beautiful hair anyway, but I mean, it's just beautiful and shiny, wonderful. So I don't know that for my own personal use, but I just put mine in my garden. Moving right along, eggshells. We started using organic brown eggs. The price of eggs has gotten so expensive that sometimes the organic farmers will have either a buy one, get one, or an excellent price on theirs. And so at that point, I'll splurge and go with the organics. And it leaves it really pretty, a little brown and white. I've been dehydrating my fruit. This is, I want to show you how much that is. That's about 1.5 pounds of banana peel, strawberry tops. There's some orange peel in there. And I just can't use, and I mean, I get this twice a week. We go through about 2.5 pounds of peels and stuff from our vegetables and what have you. I can't use that much out in my worm bins. And so what I started doing was dehydrating, excuse me, dehydrating the all of the peels, and it makes a great, it goes in their bin very nicely. If you don't want to do that, then you can put it through the NutriBullet or something to pulverize it. I wish I had smell-o-vision, because this is so concentrated. It's like when you get essential oils and you think, oh, how can anything smell so intense? Also, my moringa plants, if you're able to grow moringa, it's a wonderful, wonderful plant to grow. It grows as a tree. It's a very attractive tree, but it does need to be trimmed back. And so I take the leaves and I give that to us, but the stems, I pulverize those and give those to my worms. Excuse me. We've worked our way over to the nitrogen side. I'm sorry, this was the carbon side, and then here's the nitrogen side. And I'm splitting it up in case you are doing a compost pile. And anything that you get that you say, oh, the kids didn't eat it, oh, we forgot it in the back of the pantry, any of those things can be added into your worm bin or your compost pile. And so those are all good things to remember. And now for the main challenge. So hang on just a second. I'm back. Good morning, everyone. Okay, Goof. Move it to the side, buddy. As you can tell, we're starting to decorate. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to show you my t-shirt. This isn't a new t-shirt, but it was when my Achilles weren't bothering me. We went to Stone Mountain, which Stone Mountain is a little northeast of Atlanta, Georgia. And an incredible place to go if you're into hiking. And Georgia is a beautiful, beautiful state. Now would be a great time to go because it's fall and the leaves are just incredible. So anyway, what do we have here? We did not have Brian this week, so we were totally on our own. And I was scrounging because I told Rick we only got 5 pounds for when we were on vacation. This is embarrassing. I have to chop chop, I have to get out there and find something that I can put in my garden. And Rick didn't cut grass either. So it was an off week, so it was strictly me. Thank God for the Drake elm tree, because now, and I have to remind myself, I think it's going to start in early October, and it really waits until about mid-November to really start showering leaves down. So the other day I got 9 pounds 6 ounces. I, I mean, I was being pummeled with leaves. Thank goodness they're only tiny leaves, but they still hit. And anyway, I won't hold you anymore. We came out with 24 pounds 11.9 ounces. So I made it a little further. I really don't know if I'm going to do this challenge next year. But I might. Hang on. I'll keep saving everything that I saved. And last week we came out with, where's my papers? I've just put everything away and tucked it in there, and now I can't get it out. Doggone. Let me see. What did I do with my papers? I'm at a loss. Anyway, this is week 45, and we came out, I had that, and I had my 26. Let me just add it up in my head then. We had 1,672, excuse me, I have a frog. We had 1,672 last week, and this week we got 24, 11.9. And so adding that together, it's 1,696 pounds and 12.4 ounces. Did I do that right? 1,696. So I'll add that in later on my paper. Oh, here's my paper, sorry. 1,696 pounds, 12.4 ounces. I can still add in my head. So that, I'll read off to you who's still left. Joanie said 1,700. So we're going to get you next week, Joanie. You're going to be knocked off. Then we have Sandra, who said 1,800. She might hang on for another week. We have Jane, who said 1,835. We have Gary. I'm sorry. Sandra is at Nana's Worms and Garden. Jane is at Rock and Worms. Another excellent channel. These ladies give you the science behind what they're doing. Gary over at GBL, the old 5-acre homestead, said 1,870. And at topping the list is Nick the gardener in England, and he said 2,000. Oh, pie in the sky. I hadn't even made 1,000 by the time he made that prediction, and it seemed like that'll never make it, but who knows? You never know. So anyway, that was the fun of it, and I hope you guys will all come back next week. We're heavy into decorating. Rick has already started the outside illumination. He always says he does it with my help, but I'm either holding something or carrying something or running to get him something as he does the strategic work, you know. And I do the inside, and I basically do it early in the morning when he's not around to bother me. And so it's the division of labor that's the 80-20, and you know, I won't say who's doing the 20. I'll give him 30. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great week. For those of us in the U.S. and those who have moved somewhere else, who take the tradition with them, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. So whether you celebrate with turkey or ham or um, vegetables, you vegetarian or whatever. Um, I hope you're getting in the spirit of family and friends and peace, because we sure could use it. So I hope everyone will just, say a prayer and hope that in another 11 days, we have peace on earth. Here would be great in other parts of the world. So anyway, take care, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, a blessed week. And I'll see you back real soon. Bye-bye.